As now, no one is here. And why aren't they here? They aren't here because they cough. Oh, up to the side of the dawn, side of the dawn. Oh. So, I might add, to the north, where I'm sitting, I'm riding my bike. Not some cheese dick on the less spandex shit. I stood at the edge. Stood. Anyway, I'm like, is that a message? So I was like, okay. Anyway, a squirrel popped up, so I took that as significant. Yesterday, both very detail oriented. In order to survive, in order to survive, oh, where music in the moment, live and interactive, that's what I grew up with, rather than somebody up on a high of branding. It's very old. Or making your mark. So this is a 1975 Fender acoustic F15 model. This sat in a corner for a while. I'm like, I can't put it in the corner anymore. But I was thinking, you know, when it gets warm, like a hall, like a tunnel or something, and use the natural sound effect to your advantage. Now, the key will be, how do I get signal? Hotspot, you know, but I'm not going to sit back here forever. I'll go adventure, you know what I'm saying? I waited all winter. That was my plan. I was looking around today to see, okay, what kind of pagan groups are in? Yep. Anyway. I wanted to talk about, okay, that, so screw it. I'm just going to stay on for now, but I have a feeling it will clear up in a little while. It's like internet web. Anyway, some people who are unscrupulous may use those abilities to their advantage, right? The most common one is screwing with somebody else's sexual energy without their permission, I might add. Now, that's a big no-no. So in clinic, when I had to do my training, if for any reason I was uncomfortable during the session, I ended it. You know, that rarely ever happened because most people were not like that. And they think they're going to a prostitute. No, See, I refer to ourselves as messieurs. That's sex industry. Come on, before is us. There it is again. It's getting wild out there. Okay, so a monsieur, since I keep getting cut off, versus a massage therapist, right? That means therapy, medicinal, got it? Then you have spa versus injury massage, or specialized arts industry. In the beginning, this is back in the early 2000s, that I just said, screw it. So all that training for nothing, guys got hired, not one. Except for some little cheese dick short Mando that thought he was going to rule the roost, and he sure as hell didn't want a tall guy like me around. Not that I'm that big, but compared to him, I was tall. I'm 6 feet. He was like 5'6". Hey, nothing against short guys. It's just he had the Napoleon syndrome or something. He's short, so he has to be extra, ruthless and shit. I don't know. Anyway, this lady was, and I've worked Sundance film, at least something documentary style, and I mean that hardcore, like PhD level, because playing around with lightweight shit ain't worth it. That is why I don't screw with politics, because honestly, don't give a shit. It don't matter. Oh! Okay, should I change it back? Anyway, I found, watch. Okay, for instance, you get him 2 terms of voted in. Most likely it will be Trump again. So, Anyway, I didn't vote this year, and I'm not going to, for a reason. I don't see the point. Rich people make the choices and a horseshit machine, so why waste my time? And the sad reality is, I accept the fact, sitting around with grandpa, listening to him play guitar. You love grandpa and he's badass, or some dipshit you don't know you're feeding out your money to. And you are really, really good at it. You are beating around the edges, playing with other subjects. You're distracted. You gotta blame that, or somebody else will, won't they? If you're the debating competitive talker, I'm not. To a point, but I can be very, very. Anyway, it was interesting. I was watching a video. I'm not gonna say who it was, but it was a witch, and she was talking about the difference between. See, I don't join groups. I never have. I always carry after being a part of a group. And the problem is, no, you don't have everybody on the same page, right? Eclectic, and then everybody's doing this or doing that, and it's like, I mean that sincerely. Anyway, junior leaguers playing with energy. All right. Now, I come in music, art in general, writing, right? And I had to improvise because I didn't have money for music lessons. That means that everything I had to earn myself by playing, right? And what if somebody else comes along, let's say they're a sociopath, they will take your art without giving a shit, and they will change it, and then they will pimp it out. And And that is the last, I shouldn't discount myself, but skills. So, because I want versus need, right? And the most common siphoning will be sexual energy. I said it again, thought patterns and frequency. All right. And as a therapist, I'm there to guide their energy, okay? Not absorb it, nor have them take my energy. But sometimes what happens is either the therapist takes energy and holds on to it, contains thoughts and emotions. And that's why you need to meditate before and after one of those sessions to recalibrate your frequency. And used it. I gave you 2 different approaches. It's called nerve trapping. All right. There are 2 different methods that they would use to do that. That's why dude ever gets close to you. Missionaries, and I checked them before they ever even walked up to me. Are you interested in the Lord? No, get the F away from me. That was my attitude. I was angry. I'm like, you are encroaching on my spiritual space. Get the hell out of here. You do not know me. Okay, go do that in South Central. Hey, are you interested in the bap, bap, bap? No, I don't think they are. Backwoods country, get off my lawn. Shit, or something, right? Energy levels higher, whatever. You're like, how far away could someone sense you? You'd be surprised. Heart emits an electron. Oh, yes. But if I was like, yeah, buy the Morrigan, they'd be like, he's a madman, he's crazy. Yeah. Do you see the difference in retreat myself by sitting on the earth in all natural? Is that a normal occurrence for me? Not really. It's a rite of passage. So, due to that, I received very harsh treatment. Had a handcuff slapped on me and pulled so tight, I almost lost my ability to play guitar ever again. Did you hear what I said? Young wave, you know. While I have signal, I'll try to talk. I'm just gonna stay on. It'll cut, whatever, you know. So I told the officer when he was sitting on top of a big ass gorilla motherfucker. And I'm like, dude, I cannot fucking feel my hand. That was the main damage, aside from scratches and shit. That level of damage. You know? So I'm like, man, I need to get out of the city. Get out of the city. And I do mean that. Watching this, yeah. You think you have tinnitus? Maybe you got really good hearing and you heard a high frequency, right? Like, let's say, and you're like me, I'm sensitive to that. So there's downside. You're out in the country, then you kind of lose contact. And my personal opinion is there's some kind of beings that live in the earth that are immortal or something. I don't know. But I look at it like almost anything is possible. It is your perception of reality that says it's not possible. So as humans, is it possible you could evolve into a god or goddess? Sure. Why not? But You do not hand the keys to a 5-year-old to the Ferrari, do you? No. So that's my point with energy. Not saying any eye for an eye bullshit, but you know. To me, it is paramount to playing around with sex magic and being retards, right? So they'll get in a group of people and they will concentrate on an individual. Hint, hint, who is aware of what is happening, right? Even in a sleep state. You wake up in the morning, you're like, I feel weird. Yeah. But I had a good dream. I had a couple different visions that appeared to me. Learning about energy and that you can project and all this whatever. You get circle over here, circle all around me. And the reason I've made these videos recently is to warn people I care about. I can't talk to a person. I have phone numbers. And so I'm going to say it again. Think of it in terms of who you would like to sit next. It's not about healing, it's about sucking energy. Now imagine that we carry a form of, say, refined light. Okay? And that light has information in it. Let's say there are people that are so skilled that can literally project and go through every memory in your head. Notice with Morgan, at least how he portrayed her in the writers, that she was fair and she would keep her oaths. But she is directly related to sovereignty. So how do you think Morgan would treat unwanted sexual attention, whether on an energy level or a physical level? I think she might rip your head off, literally. And dedicated relationship, different forms of relationships, right? Then you got these people, so what they do, it's my opinion, person at the same time. I'm not down with that. My dad raised me old school. I'm a one-woman man, that's it. Real. Too much goddamn confusion. So these people, they're all about sexual energy. So they'll get together and do their little cheesy, stupid circle thinking that, okay, we're going to do some sex magic and bring that blah, blah. I'm like, okay, you enjoy your circle jerk. Get the fuck away. That is the difference between, say, true love and making love to someone versus fucking someone. And I'm making a big deal about that. Why? Because it betrays the central root of folk culture. End of statement. If true love is the center, it would be too if I was grandpa. Harsh, I just have strong feelings. Now, here's another one, doppelganger. Now, let's say there's someone you like. Okay, you're attracted to that person. Sexual energy. You get pious. So, increases the energy and the frequency and promotes healing where a vampire just sucks everything. Call them junior leaguers. because they're playing with your seed and your life force. What is central to a man? Say, if I'm sitting around reading virtue verses, again, I know I'm using it again, but sitting around watching porn all day, getting down to your base root. Because with men, unless you spend years meditating and learning how to control it, like I have, even with that, once the hormones hit a certain nexus point, they're going to feel that spike from a distance, and just like a predator smelling blood, they head straight for it. And that is why virtue matters. That's your shield, right? You think about it. Would your grandmother and grandfather approve of your behavior? In the old school, as a woman, you did not just go around sleeping around with whoever. Now, why? You could die during pregnancy. See, for a man, it's not quite as dangerous, but for a woman, it could be. So I would say, if you're going to do that, make sure that dude loves you, just in case anything raised me that way. My father was a one-woman man, and I'm just like him. In fact, that's all. He never married any other woman in his entire life after the divorce. He stayed true even after that. And the second chaos was an asshole my mom married, I didn't like, but took advantage of emotional weakness, right? Predator, preyed on my family. Well, 3, fight, neutral, or submit. And I didn't get raised to submit. So, you keep hearing me say that. It gets annoying after a while of being ignored. You're like, why am I even saying this? It's like grandpa talking to a teenager that ain't listening. I feel like that sometimes. You're like, I'm sold over than a stone, you know. Now, also, if you're paying attention to me, you'll also notice this. But I talked about men and women having different sizes and each. This is my opinion. I'm just speaking from my perspective. Folk soul has a match. Now, if you are distracted, lose any future family. Now, why is it a big deal? Well, if family doesn't mean shit to you, then it doesn't matter, right? Oh! It's out now, huh? So I would be very, very, generally speaking, I think these people travel in groups. Not all of them, but something to be aware of. Something to be aware of. On guard with your energy. You with you. Of training, right? It's years of study and training and experience. I feel like literally a veteran of, I don't know, maybe wizard battles, especially Merlin. Resulted in a child. We'll put it in the context of being loyal to your tribe versus being, you know, self-centered, power hungry, right? I'm saying, so those rural areas, you got, what is it, people named after in the Book of Mormon. You know, I'm not just saying this, but I have always related to Robin Hood. And I told you why, because my dad watched the old Errol Flynn Robin Hood, and I grew up with that. You know, it's in my subconscious. He collected some of those old movies. I had like what, 1930 or some shit. I don't know. I want to see like a pagan version of Robin Hood. You know, I would say, especially even training yourself while resting. Well, if you come back, I'll tell the story. If not, no, not going to do it. Eventually, I'll read. I've got to have a good signal. Time to go. Time to go. You're gone away. It's all too far away. Keep your guard up, said. That's what my grandmother told me. Oh, and that's what I mean by all the things, the virtue of my grandfather, grandmother. If you down, feel. Well, you know, living life as it goes. Been a little different all my life. A little more sensitive. It's hard to hear. Oh. So anyway, it was a showdown. He faced that dude off and hyped them from us. He went so far as sending a letter telling my father he would never see his children again. My dad came to Utah. Taking care. I wondered why I acted different than these people around, all these Mormon kids around here. It's because I'm not goddamn fucking 10 generations inbred. Both my parents are from out of state, Oregon and California, baby. So anyway, my mom, because my father was a gentleman. And that's where I get it from. And I mean seriously. Totally opposite treatment for the girls versus the boys. I, as a man, That's why I say my grandpa makes James Dean look like a pussy. He did. God damn, I saw his arms. Fucking huge. If you're lifting heavy shit all the time, you're going to be strong. And he loved baseball, okay? I don't think he ever played whatever, but remember when I first met him, that's what he was doing. I walked in the door. It was his favorite sport. So I started collecting baseball cards after that. Trying to connect to my grandpa. He never talked to me. He just stared at the goddamn TV, zoned out. I don't know. Maybe lack of safety in as a mechanic, you're exposed to chemicals. You don't realize the effect. That's one thing. Another thing was he was a heavy drinker. I've never been that. I've always had self-control with alcohol. I drink for enjoyment, not to get drunk. Big difference. I like to be in control of my faculties, not be so wasted I can't protect myself. That's where intention, only the physical presence, but the vibe those people have, right? I respected the shit out of my dad. I'm like, God damn, my dad has big balls. The other dude was shaking and pissed. My dad wasn't. He just stood there stoic, like, you ain't shit. And I just saw him look at him off treatment. So in a way, you're like, okay, then you grow up, okay, toys for tots. Since I grew up with a single mom. The way we do all the shopping. Okay, there we go. My dad was heavy-handed with discipline to the point of abuse, but not, like fucking hospital shit, just old school fucking belt whooping. And he's an abusive asshole. So I'm like, fuck, I hate men. God damn it. Especially abusive motherfuckers. But true friends and bros, that's different because they don't do that shit. Right? But you got somebody that shakes your hand and means what they say. And they'll back it up, just like the Morrigan, right? If she makes an oath, if you make an oath to her, you had better fulfill it. That is why I do not willy-nilly call somebody my friend, right? That's thrown around too easy. To me, friend means you are an associate, okay? They're gonna care about how you feel. Okay, so you go to school and you have that, right, two choices to attack anyone, but it's the way to be. But I still kind of have that attitude to where when those missionaries walked up to me, that's seated, right, in my subconscious, and I'm like, bitch, don't even stay. You had to be tough, And he was a truck driver too, so he'd be on the road a lot. And I think that's where he got the Alzheimer's and stare. It's like, what are you doing with your mind? If you're training your mind to stare forward, right? Like music, it activates every part of my brain. Well, practically. And changes my frequency. That is why it is most dangerous for, say, musicians that know how to manipulate emotions to mess with people on a deep level. Oh, why is that? Because now you have a customer that keeps coming back because why? They're traumatized. Now, if you are working in a way to help that person that has trauma, that's great. But there's another side of the coin where it is exploited. And I am very sharp psychologically. I pick up on that shit real quick. Difference between that and being suspicious of everyone. To make sure they pinball you away from anyone that can bring you into a higher awareness. Anyway, the deceit, anyone that's speaking the truth. They will talk shit. They will anything, attack from all sides if I say troll. But the problem is, without discernment, you're pushing away people that can be allies, that really have your back. I might know about that. Yeah, direct. Still love you, but hey, you know. long way to the other side. It's a blunt truth, but I'm coming from love all the way. Keep in mind, these are new strings, so I have to adjust as they stretch. Shit, but I don't do that anymore. I just let the there we go. So kind of got to the point where I have a very low tolerance for bullshit artists. That's why there are very few channels that I will participate in as far as live chat. I might come watch your video. One that knows anything about folklore. BobCat might do this year. Go to the Utah Ren Fair. I don't know. I might have to record and then upload, but I'd rather be live. That's my favorite. I love being live in the moment. It feels more immediate, like I actually have a connection with someone hearing me in live time. The connection's getting better. I knew it would as the day went on, you know what I mean? To save money, they dropped the field down. I know they do that for maintenance, so that affects me sometimes. But generally, but there. Turn on you quick. Money is on the line. Fail for the root. Oh, let's see, land title deed gold. Well, why is the truth and being honorable important? So they're like, yeah, I'll listen to the person leading me off the cliff over there. Don't mind BobCat, he's screaming at you. Don't go over the edge. Huh? You think I forgot? No. I took that personal. Understood, I was blabbing off the mouth, but you know what I'm saying? Who you trusted? What happened after that? Well, enemies got around you. See, I love my friends. I will not betray. Nope. I take it very seriously. I've lived that honor code since I was young. Look at the action. Take the emotional quotient out for a moment. Look at the logic behind what I had just said. All right? So you're like, there's this one guy who told me don't hang out with those 5 dudes over there by myself. Fuck you, BobCat. Okay. The BobCat's still watching your ass. Not in that way, but you're protected. Because he knows you ain't watching shit. It comes from getting my ass whooped. I did not have a fucking comfortable goddamn pillow to sit on. That's the difference. And I had to learn to scrape and pull it together. And if I wanted to play music, it's because I wanted to play, not because mommy and daddy got me lessons. And then shit all over me and my poor friends. So fuck them. And the true-hearted dude get shit on all the time. And I say, you know what? If that intention. And I look at that woman or my friend and say, what's that person's intention? Well, before I even can call them friend. So holding good standards, holding the flame, gives you powers of discernment. Why? Because you hold virtue. If you are constantly distracted and wasting your energy, you can be easily misled. So what you lose out on, you gave up true wisdom and true love. What is the core? is the only thing that builds a family and holds it together. Why is that a big deal to me? 2 goddamn divorces. Why am I over 40 and not married with no children? Well, let's see. Typo negative, which means I'm, but not the typo negative woman. In order to have healthy babies without a shot, I'm the alpha. Got it? They need me. I don't need them. And that's where women need to get off their goddamn high pillow and realize that shit. What type of guy do you want? Tolkien juggled the family life pretty well, but I was back old school, right? Where you could have one job and be able to support a family. Whether that be a woman or a man, but back then it would have been more, like that. But I'm into equality of men and women because we each have skills and abilities, like I was saying, with different brain structure and different nerve structure in the brain. And also varies between, say, different men and different women. You may have different proportions in your brain. A healthy brain versus a mutated one, whatever. But develop level understanding of psychology at 15 years old, you tell me. Anyway, college level comprehension of psychology at 15. But back to high school. So that fight happened, right? And I kept getting, by the time I was 16, after a year, I was full-blown goth. I had the attitude to back it up. So art, dance, expression, music, writing. Art, music, dance, writing, expression in general became my main focus. I could afford to do it. Versus, you want to talk about being supported in college? Yeah, let's have chaos in the middle of fucking high school and I do not give a fuck about college. How about that? Women are going to become higher grade. Bad, I'm scared of everything. Do you fucking realize what it's like for us? Especially straight guys. Fuck. And then come on back. Yeah. Come on back to say. So to say this because I'm like, I know there's other people out there that feel like I did. Now, I eventually went back to school, but it fucked me up for a lot of years. I just didn't fucking care. Fuck it. Whatever. In my 20s, I didn't care. And that is why being a gentleman became so important to me because my dad emphasized it, but help, you hear? And if you did, then you have an advantage. You see that? She went to the other world, loving woman, say herself, She had her shrunk down. She had a shrunk down soul. Be with you now, you're so awesome. Well, baby, remember a long time ago when I offered you my love and you ignored me all the way. You can have your sick talking fool, but it's gonna leave you on the side of the road. But a true-hearted man, oh, and stand forevermore. You choose what you want, but you don't choose the consequences for your choice, do you now? a true love all alone. Being pissed off, frustrated. But I forgave and came back, you see. 'Cause I love you. In the other world, you be true-hearted. Check on intuition. Shine on, say. They said if you make a lot of money, job of people that kill their heroes for fun, and shine his boots for him on the way. Blinded. Need a vision to see. In the handbasket, I'm just gonna live for folks soul and let it fall in me. Shine on, umbrella more. Just my love is forever. True heart and made it. Well, my father told me, my granddaddy was the same way. You know, he was a roughneck, you know. He was true hearted man. Out anymore to do the reading. Anyway, probably wait till later to do a reading, and hopefully the internet weather will clear up. Whoever may listen to this video, I don't mean to be overly harsh about anything. It's just I am annoyed with poor discernment, especially when I'm like, hey, don't take the deal. It's a 3-card money. And they're like, no, and I'm like, but I love you. You're my friend. And they're like, has your back and doesn't rip you off. Listening to the dumb shits. Because why? They got the shine on the money. What is Yostra mean? Oh, it has to do with use of the room. So thank you for withstanding my attitude. But I am serious about going hard. Wood stone, come on. Yeah! Burning fire. Is what grandpa said. Oh. But I went to the witch's creek. Cop hit me. Feel it on the wind. I know, dear, the place you thought. Easy on the way. Always keeping on. True story, actually. I'm not going to say who it is, but she was a witch and she died. They know they like to go into nature. Deep down, witchy in a way. So I did some research called Oculus, by the name, two dogs. One, I don't know. What's the price for signing on the dotted line? Worth money, milk like a cow, drop to the ground. We know what you did in a place you thought no one was looking. Dropping like flies. Well, already said enough. I noticed that certain, high-level musicians go down, right? Their music is worth a lot. Any of the music shows, not interested. Even if I could get it, no. Even I would be interested. Contract. And that way they got options on your ass. They can control you. I think it was something like a year. I was looking up, lawsuits. I'm not going to, talk to dudes like, oh, never mind. Get out of here. We're trying to do a business deal, BobCat. Shut up. Mm-hmm. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. Dumb. Where I actually had her back, but she'll listen to me. It's like us look at you like you are an idiot. What the hell are you doing? And we're just shake her head. So, First thing I look at, I'll give you for instance. Too much makeup. Gross. I don't want to smell it or eat it. Okay, is it biodegradable? Can I eat it? If I kiss you, am I going to taste wax? Nasty. Tastes like shit. No thanks. I'm in here in the bathroom. Yes. I don't know. It's also growing up and watching, say, your mother make a mistake in her relationships. And you're just like, you get to the point where like, I am never going to be like that douchebag. I fucking hate that dude. You know what I'm saying? It's harsh, but dad, no, I got over that. My dad grew out of his bullshit. We became friends when I was older. When I was a kid, it was a little rough, One thing he would do. So I'm just like, I gave up a career to take care of my dad, and all I had to do was have a drive. And they're about, you do exactly what I say, that shit, right? So instead of putting my folder on top behind the pipe on top of the urinal, okay, it's coming back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anyway, so I put it on the counter instead of where he told me to put the file, which is right above. So he's like, I told you to put there. And I'm like, grabbed it, was back real quick. That was fast, huh? Yeah. So now I looked at him just with this hardcore look. That dude shut graduation rate. What does that mean? 7 out of 10 dudes couldn't hang. So that's only the toughest of the top. And that's not all about this. It's about this. This is important too. You need your physical, right? But internally, mental and emotional toughness, well, and sensitivity and awareness is going to keep you alive, because you have to be, as a commander, aware. You have to be aware of your people's needs, whether they be women or men. You could have the equivalent of the same thing with women, like a shield maidens, okay? And who is this goddamn shield maiden fucking captain commander, as I call High Kitty Commander? She don't fuck around. She's like Morgan. For real. And Morgan's loyal, but you do not want to piss her off. She will kick your ass. And I can see some of her aspects in me when I get angry, because someone did not keep their word, or they had poor discernment law pretty well. Studied the Constitution. My dad was a constitutional scholar, so I got raised around that. Mind you, because the internet had only come about, 1990 or whatever. And I was like, oh. So as a musician, someone who plays music, I listen to frequency. And so like, okay, well, how does the frequency coming off the cell phone that you cannot hear affect you? Now, my dad's an intellectual. And anyway, growing up through 2 divorces, especially in Utah with the prospect, well, I sure as hell am not marrying some Mormon chick. That's for goddamn sure. So I'm like, I'm going to marry like a witchy woman or somebody that's, not Wicca. That's not what I'm talking about. Just, earth, spiritual base, something rooted in folk culture, please. She doesn't have that, fuck it. That's gonna do it. Don't give a shit. Because I won't be able to relate. What am I going to talk about? Oh, bubble gum chewing today, credit card. And you're like, yeah, okay. My dad was cool though. He believed in aliens for sure. So arrogant to think that there is one planet in the wholeness of all creation that has life. No. There we go. And that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say that's the 1930s and 40s. Something like that. Anti-gravity's been around for a minute. It's as simple as a magnet with an opposite polarity floating on an electromagnetic field. Relate that to a human being. Say you had a very high iron count, okay, and really good nerves. You'd probably be emitting iron is very important for you because you lose it every month. Anyway, so now that it's not broken up, I can tell you about the squirrel. So I was riding through the neighborhood. It was significant. It's just something about it because so it comes out into the road and it just sits up and does this and literally looks me directly in the eyes. Whoa. Okay. So then I come back, and I'd spoken about hawks yesterday, right? Maybe I mentioned it in the chat. And I look over here early in the morning, like yesterday, and I saw the hawk circling in the north, high up. So then today, I look to the south, and I see two hawks, one behind the other. Whoa, that was weird. Right as I said that, a shadow went over like a bird. Anyway, trippiness. See, but once you get sensitive, you're going to feel that. But remember, online, everything is an algorithm. Why did it come up? Because it knows your habits. Anyway, like, what's going on here? You sense in advance. I have never seen a squirrel act like that. This was tricky. I mean, normally it's like squats, looks at you and runs away. But not this. It came out. Hey, what's up? Even a cat runs away from you. Maybe I am the beast master. But I loved working with horses. That was one of the coolest things about being on the road. And I've worked with several different kinds. Yeah. I think we had, let's see, like a Clydesdale, a Percheron, Frisian mix. Audio, video. And to me, it's going even more important because it's easier to sit and listen, right? Versus your age, whatever. You can do it for a longer period of time. I will still read, but there are limits to how long you can do that before your eyes are like, oh God. And I really like that because I commit it to memory more. Like if I read a book out loud, I think that I am more likely to remember it. Like I'll pretty much memorize the story. Anything significant, I'll remember. And if I put strong emotion into it, I'm even more likely to remember it. If I put strong, honest, true-hearted emotion into it, I will definitely remember it. You know, people can sense a slick talk. Don't do that shit. Or you know if you're full of shit or not. You know. Or steal anything around him. Or it was your ass. Like I said, one M&M taken without permission resulted in welts from my shoulder to the bottom of my legs. How old was I, you might ask? Not very old. Maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5. I know I'm a true heart man, traditional and old school. They don't want that anymore. On the slick talking metrosexual wearing suit wearing man. I want the fancy car, fancy house, and a nice pillow pup to sit on. She would never sit around a campfire, make her smell like smoke. I'll tell you, that's a joke. How you gonna live in the mountains deal? Talking about poor discernment. And he was like, you sure you want to do that? You know, you might not don't get too close. Missed her, grabbed what was it, the canteen or whatever it was she was filling. This is the first movie. And then what? The croc grabbed it. She's pulling it. Whatever that thing. And it's like, this is where you plan ahead. Oh yeah. Think before you. Just like that dude that took his girlfriend up, right? Mama Bear didn't like it. You know? If I could just camp out, I'll be a little distance away, but she didn't like it. She came back and ate them both whole. Oh, it's poor discernment on his behalf. He was the expert. He should have goddamn known better. That's why I have a saying. Males are mean and aggressive, but Mama Bear will eat you whole. You don't play. She's like the Morgan when she's pissed. Imagine being abused and poked with a stick so fucking much that you just become like that. Where anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like a dog that's been fucked with too much. Like a pit bull or something. It's going to be too goddamn fucking aggressive. Because you didn't train the animal correctly and treat the animal as your friend. Like I saw this one dude. He's like, with his dog, he's like, I know you want to get in the car. And he's like fucking dragging the goddamn dog along the fucking street road. I'll have a fucking filter today. I don't know. I do. I still have my filter. But she took the deal. Wisdom keep home. Get two choices, maybe middle choice, I don't know. You can choose, you can choose. I don't feel deep down. I've played this guitar in a while. It's got a lot of power, you know, considering pitch. Because in general, it's better wood, better construction. It's, you know, designed to be tougher. So here it is. Now that came back, see this metal piece right here that the strings are sitting on, and I have this right, and then you adjust the neck. So number one reason to play acoustic. Take it anywhere. Play what? Power or no power. Right. It's time to go. Time to go. I'll come back though. I will read tonight. I'm just waiting for this shit to clear up. It annoys me when it breaks it up because you lose pieces of the story. You're like, and they went down to the pond, and then all of a sudden, and then there was the volcano. You're like, what the hell happened? Even though I've had a tough life. Even on the loudspeaker. They're pairing with poo. some of the things I said may have been very, and when you misjudge people, especially when they were was true-hearted and really had your back, that's going to hurt that person's feelings because you misjudged them. Did you hear me? I've had that happen with family members and just say online community. I left a bad taste in my mouth where I'm like, you know what? Why am I even fucking doing this? You got a bunch of dumbasses that have poor fucking discernment. What the fuck is going on? Level people that, you know, kind of lack depth. Because I've done that. I got a friend. Her name is Carol. I don't know where to begin. Make better choices. You're my friend. The other person does not return your true-hearted friendship, then move on. And that's what I said to him. You know, give somebody a chance without being so hypercritical. But I think the biggest turnoff for me is the nasally voice guy. I mean, your nose and your. So I was like, you know, it's like this. She was a true-hearted woman. If she's just my friend, then that's enough for me. You gotta be true. You might as well just go away. It's the cold, calculating mind, you know. And I have a very good memory. I told you. That means you're going to repeat dumb shit over and over again. And why the hell would I follow you anywhere? Just making a point. I'm an old man. That's what they said. You don't look old, sir. I feel old. Dude, compared to a 20-year-old, like grandpa. 44, come on. Somebody in their 70s. No. You've gone away. Hope I make better choices in the future. Oh, forgive's big shit, right? But you gotta own up to it. If you don't, loyalty is a big deal. You look back and see what happened all over Europe, and you'll comprehend what I mean. Slide, and guess what? People learn, and they just see you're a poor leader. Real quick. You're gonna be like, go to the mountain. Who's that? Never seen him before. I don't trust him. I don't like him. And that's reality. So how does that lead you later on in life? How does that lead you later on in life? We pull it